welcome back. We're here for part two. There's our wooden files we're going to be using to flatten each side and each surface of the pipe, the bowl. This part is crucial to the process because you're going to need to make sure that everything is more uniform. And when it comes to rounding it, right there, I'm using a flat edge to see what's off. That's not the most ideal way, but you know, I've seen people make pipes and they can just feel it with their hands and their fingers, and they know. I guess they've been doing it for so long that they know. Me, I kind of need to see a visual cue of what exactly I'm doing, but yeah, I'm using the most abrasive side of the file. Right there, you can see that I'm trying to file off the last remaining bit of the shell. Right there, you can see the white dust right there. It's different. It's a different color from the pink dust. And this is all going to come together in the later videos. We're going to see why we have to do this, because when it comes to rounding it, it just makes it a lot easier and a more cleaner cut look when you know each side is flat and level and more uniform. And yeah, this video is going to be a little bit more in depth than the first one because this part is the most tedious part of the process. You can't really, you got to make sure all the scratches and the abrasions are flat. And you can see right here that I'm starting to round the side of the stem or the bowl. I mean, I guess it's just kind of personal preference. I guess you can leave it square if you want to, but the majority of the bowls that I've seen and I've seen people do were a round shape. I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of knowledgeable people, and they assigned certain bowls and shapes to certain genders, and I guess you would call this man's pipe because it's a T shape. A woman's pipe would be an L shaped. I don't know how necessarily or how true that is. I guess that's just what I've always been taught. That's what I've always been seeing. But then I've seen pictures of, you know, our ancestors back in the day, and I've seen men with elbow pipes, and I've seen men with T-shaped pipes, and maybe it boiled down to preference, and then maybe we just assigned it a male female thing. Maybe that's something to look into. Those are questions that are curious, interesting. Right there, I'm gonna start filing the top T shape of the bowl, and I can't tell you exactly what type of files I'm using. Those are the files that they had at Lowell's. I know they had I seen my father use, very large files that I don't know where he even got. I'm sure they were at the local Baumgars in Pipestone, Minnesota. I don't know exactly where he got those, but I just had to go what I could find, and the only thing I could find was wood files, and I guess they worked good. They weren't the best, but they worked. Right here, I'm going to be rounding the edges, and I'm not saying 60 grit sandpaper is exactly what you're supposed to be using. Um, it's just the most abrasive sandpaper that they had at Runnings in Sioux Falls. I'm sure you could probably use a little bit more heavy duty grit or maybe even less. Like this is all just memory. I don't really have a clear and precise list of exactly how to do this, but yeah, you can see where I'm just trying to get the imperfections of the file and give it a more smoother surface. You can see me pointing at right there that needs to be smoothened down. That's where you see the my dad's pipe and the pipe that I just made. That's where we get that round shape. Right here, I have a DeWalt impact drill, and I went to Lowe's and I got some masonry bits specifically for impact drill. Um, it was kind of like on the fly. I didn't know exactly what size bit I should have got, so I ended up getting three sizes. I just knew the length was about 5 to 6 inches, and the bit needed to be that long. But you could see where I'm trying to drill through the hole with the bit, and then I'm going to start coming in on the top and connect those two holes. You can see where I blow through the pipe, and you can see where I right here. You're going to see where I can right. It's coming up right here, right there. You see where I bust through right there, and you see me blow the. I got those two holes to connect, and then I got a bigger bit. And the reason why you want to start with a small bit because you don't want to crack the bowl. As the bowl gets really hot, I guess I didn't really. I mean, this video did take me about 6 hours to make, but I did take breaks for the stone to cool because the stone was getting very warm when I was using that drill. You know, with the way they used to make these back in the day, they didn't have these type of tools and stuff like that. This is kind of more of a modernized way to make a pipe, but this is the way I've seen it done. I'm sure they have other things on display at the monument where they have or old tools at how they used to do it. I'm sure that took way longer than this, and it's just the help of modern tools. Right here, we're gonna have 400 grit wet dry sandpaper, and we're gonna wet sand it, and this is gonna give it that finishing touch. It's gonna give it that kind of like a basketball shiny sheen to it, and that's where we get that polished look. You're going to see towards the end of the video where I could have done a little bit more. I know this is my first pipe. It definitely ain't going to be my last. But there's that kind of that speckled stripe that I talked about in the beginning of part one. If you want to go back and watch that one, I specifically chose that corner because I knew that stripe was going to go through the bowl, and at the end of the video you're going to see a nice up close and personal look of the finished product, and that stripe really looks really amazing on the finishing touch. But yeah, there's just there's different types of variations of stone, and you don't get an exact piece that looks exactly the same. Some are going to have more speckles, some are not, some are going to be dark red, which is exactly what you need, or you're going to have to find. But I noticed that the more speckled that is on the stone, the almost a little bit more brittle it gets. I don't know if that's like 100% fact, but that's definitely kind of what I've seen. And here we go. Here's the finished product. I got to make the holes bigger, but then they didn't have the masonry screws or drill bits for my impact drill that I could make the holes bigger. But that's, in a nutshell, this is the finished product. You can see that there's still some imperfections on there right there where I need to fix, and there's the stripe, you would say, for the shell, and I'm happy with it. It's my first pipe I made in 15 years, and I'm very proud of the product. And yeah, well, thanks for watching.